You wanna go back in the bed? I love you. So, as you can tell by the title of this video, we are doing a story time on I'm out of breath. On what has been the worst pain I've ever experienced. If you watch my story time of soccer, I kind of added a little bit of pictures in there about my injury and physical therapy and stuff like that. So let's just get right into it. All right. I got injured during soccer, and it was a soccer game. Okay, so at that time, I was playing with Challenge, which is a club here in Houston, and I just got onto that team I started playing for because I had gone to London in 2014, right? So at that time, I wasn't playing as a goalkeeper until I got to London. Like, other than that, like, Challenge had me only as a field player, not as a goalkeeper. Once I got to London, different coaches from around like Houston, but still being a part of Challenge, like they were telling me that whenever we got back to Houston, they were going to take me away from that team I was with and place me onto another team as an only and starting keeper. Because, you know, that's just how good it was in London. Thank God. You know, I'm very blessed I got to go in the first place and just go for soccer. But anyway, okay, so that team I just started playing with, we had a tournament in San Antonio. This is my first time ever playing in San Antonio. And if you know me well enough, you would know I was born in West Texas, and I have family over there and also have family in San Antonio. It was literally the best opportunity for my family to come see me play, because they never saw me play, like never. Like, my grandparents went and everything. Like, the only person out of my family that saw me play was my grandma whenever I took her to Colorado and Florida for my 2011 tournament over there. So it was just amazing to have my family there to like actually see me play, whatever, right? So it was a 2-day tournament, and it was literally right before school started for 7th grade. Saturday, I had a shutout game. Most of my family was there. Like, some of them left to go back to Del Rio, whatever. So then, Sunday freaking morning, right? Sunday morning, a day before school starts. The same day, like, that was my last day in San Antonio. 10 minutes into the game, 10 minutes into the first half, I had a play where the other team's forward broke through my defensive line. So she broke through my defense line, and that initiated a 1v1 between me and her. I've done 1v1s plenty of times before. 1v1s look like this. So she broke through. I was waiting for her at the very top of my box, and we collided. I saved it, of course. But in the middle of that collision, I didn't feel any pain. I didn't feel no discomfort. I didn't feel anything, right? So whenever I got up, I went right back down. I'm like, okay, this isn't normal. I never go back down after I get up. Like, once I'm up, right? I glanced over to my left knee, and I had cleat marks on my knee. I've had cleat marks before. Like, I've had so many of them. So I was just like, you know, trying to figure out, okay, was it just the hit that I took, or is there something else, right? Once I got up, there was another play where the ball came down the left side of the field, and it was a shot from outside of the box to my right. I go for it, I save it, and then once I was down, I couldn't get back up. I couldn't. So I told the ref, I was like, I gotta go, like, I gotta get out. A couple of my teammates helped me like move to the sideline. I think it was like around that time that the ref decided to just blow the whistle. So then I get to the bench. My mom comes over. Like, my parents already knew something was wrong for me to not get back up after I fell down, and for me to get out the game, because I never get out the game for any reason, right? So my mom comes over, and she's just asking me questions like, hey, you know, what's wrong? Where does it hurt? Everything. She sees my knee, and she's just like, your knee is so swollen, it's bruised, everything. So I'm just like, okay, well, let me try to walk it off. Let me try to, like, put some pressure onto it. Like, I'm sure it's just the hit that I had with that collision. Well, whenever I got up, this was like I said, it was halftime. So I started walking around. My coaches are asking me, like, hey, how's your knee? Can you put pressure? Whatever. So whenever I was walking, it felt like my knee, not my knee itself, but like the outside of my knee, you know what I mean? Like, it felt like it was just coming back together. Like, every single time I took a step, I was just like pulling back. I told my coaches, I was like, I can't do this. Like, I gotta go. Like, something's really wrong with my knee. I gotta go. So they're like, okay, you know what? That's fine, whatever. I limped my way to half field onto the other team's half. And I broke down. Like, I just sat down and I was crying. Like, I was in so much pain. So my dad came, he picked me up, and then he took me to the bench behind the goal on the other side. That's where my family was, like the little bit that I had left there in San Antonio, since most of them went back Saturday. They're just there, looking at my knee, telling me like, oh, like, it's swollen, it's bruised, everything. And my mom's taking off my shin guards, my cleats, all that. And then I had, I think, a trainer come and give me a big old pack of ice just so I could put it on my knee. So around this time, like, my dad and my godfather, they're talking about, like, where's the nearest emergency room, whatever. And we decided to go to a 24-hour one. A golf cart came, put me in, and then took me to the truck. My grandma got in the back seat with me, and I got in there, extended my leg onto her. I love her. And in the front seat, my dad was driving, and my godfather was in the passenger seat. And my godfather's just directing my dad where to go for the 24-hour emergency room. We get there, they're holding me up, like, as my crutches. And we get in there, and they already knew, like, okay, I needed a wheelchair. So they wheeled me in the back. They took x-rays of my knee, and he said that there is nothing broken, like, to see, like, okay, could it be like ligaments or something like that, just try to test it. Well, because my knee was so freaking fat, like, when I tell you it was fat, like, it was fat. So he said that I have to get an MRI because he can't touch my knee since it's so swollen. So they gave me crutches, they gave me a knee brace, and they sent me on my way because I had to come back to Houston. After that, I had gone across the street to a little buffet with my parents and my family, and my mom was just like, go with your grandma, go find a table, go sit down. On my way to the table, this mom and this daughter, they're like glancing at me. So I had a bunch of people just looking at me because I was still in my jersey. Like, I was fresh off the field onto crutches, like, type thing. So, like, of course, like, you knew it just happened, right? So I had people ask me, like, what happened and everything. I'm just like, I got in a collision. I was playing soccer. Me and this girl collided. Yada, yada, yada. I left back to Houston. And then went to Buc-ee's in Luling. And I got off because, like, obviously I had to go pee. But I didn't want to go pee because, like, I was on crutches, right? And I was in a freaking knee brace where I couldn't do nothing to my leg but keep it extended. So I'm just like, how do I get down? How do I prop myself back up? Like, everything was just going through my mind about how do I work myself with crutches, how to work myself with the brace, everything. So I didn't want to go because I was just so afraid about what was going to happen. You know what I mean? So my mom and my sister wasn't even born yet. Okay, so my mom and my brother went to the restroom, I think. And so whenever I was outside waiting for them, like, I had people, of course, looking at me again. And I had this one man, he asked me, he's just like, hey, like, what happened? Like, I see that you're still in your uniform and you're just on crutches. So there I was telling the whole story again and everything. I was just like, you know what? Just take me home. So I get back to Houston. My poor stepdad. I get down. At that time, I was living in a rental home. It was a 1-story. Thank God it was a 1-story because I don't know how I would manage with the 2-story. So I walk into the garage. My stepdad's like, what did you do? And I had to tell him the story. Taking a bath that night was like the worst thing ever. I had a bathtub, right? Thank God. But like I said, the first day of 7th grade was the next day. So I was just there freaking out because I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna walk to school with the brace on. I'm gonna go into crutches. Like, you know, my classes are gonna be so far, everything like that. I had to like wash my body with my leg out the tub because like I just couldn't. Middle school was freaking hell with the crutches. Thank God though, they gave me a slow pass, right? But I wasn't able to go fast on those things, so it's like those, you know, 3 extra minutes didn't even give me nothing, because by the time you knew it, the bell rang and I'm not even halfway to my class. I had a lot of my teachers, you know, call me their crippled student and everything like that. I was out of soccer for 6 months. 6 months. I had a checkup at Memorial Hermann, and it was like 2 weeks later. It was 2 weeks after my injury. I had to go to get an evaluation for my knee, right? Again, he couldn't touch it because my knee was so swollen. Yes, I was icing it down consistently, but the swelling just wasn't going down. So we were all thinking the worst. We scheduled an MRI, I think like the next or second month after that. We get my MRI taken. Wait, what? We get my MRI taken, and my MRI results came in. Nothing is torn, thank God, and nothing major. I had a bruised knee bone. I know, right? They couldn't freaking evaluate my knee for bruised knee bone because of the swelling. Yes. Have you ever heard people say that a sprained ankle hurts a lot more than a broken ankle? At that time, I was like 4 or 5 months out of soccer, because like getting an MRI took forever. Trying to get my knee evaluated took forever. The results kind of took time. Physical therapy. I was supposed to do physical therapy for another 6 months. So I was supposed to be out of soccer for a whole year, right? Well, your girl, so freaking impatient, okay? I was so impatient. I was already out for half a year at that point. I wanted to go back into soccer. I only did physical therapy for a month. And I wasn't even at 30%. Like, I was still at 10%. Every single thing they had me do was still hurting me. My knee was so weak. Like, anything I was doing to put pressure on that leg, like, I was like this. I was just trembling. I went right back into soccer after I left physical therapy. I went back my first day of practice. It was like I never left, and I stuck with soccer ever since until my junior year of high school. Thank God I never had any other injuries or anything like that. But my knee still gives me the same pain to this day. It doesn't matter whether the weather is cold or not. I still have the same exact pain where my knee contracts still. Sometimes, not all the time. Not all the time, but it's quite often enough where I'm just like, dang, like this is still hurting me. And I guess like it's getting worse now that I'm getting older, but yeah. That's also why I won't go back into soccer, is like knowing that I have to have a lot more time focused on my left knee to get it back stronger, because it's not strong right now. If I went right now to do a squat, you would still see my neck go like that. No, I'm not about to do all that. But make sure y'all finish up your physical therapies within the exact same time frame. My brother should have listened to me on that, because Damien retore his ACL and MCL. That's why he got a surgery. He partially tore both of them. He never went to physical therapy whenever he tore his ACL last year. So yes, learn it from the both of us. Finish your physical therapy. Make sure you're 100% cleared before you go back to doing anything. And patience, okay? Patience is key. I was on crutches for 3 months. And then I was on the brace for like another 3 months. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so they took me off the crutches whenever I was able to walk without having my knee contract. Like, how can I describe the feeling? Okay, you know, like a little yo-yo, right? Where like you push it down, it comes up. So that's how my knee would feel whenever I would walk. Whenever I would just put pressure on it or walk on it, that pressure is going down, making the yo-yo go down, right? And then the pain in my knee and my leg just entirely would just contract, making it come back up. Like, that's what I mean. Like, it just contracted. Oh, that pain was so bad. But let me see. Can you tell? Okay. Oh my god, I'm trying to get my knee up in this dangles. So here, okay, look, this is my knee straight, right? So on the very top, on the right side of my knee here, this is where the bruise was at. It was here. But I felt the pain right here. Right here is where I felt the pain of the contracting. Like I said, it still hurts to this day. And I should be going to the gym. I was going to the gym until, you know, my brother got injured again. And that was my gym buddy, but my gym partner. But I really do need to put some, like, strength into that leg because there is none at this point. Like, none at all. Sad, I know, right? Maybe I should look into going back into physical therapy or something. Like, that is so sad. Like, when I tell you, like, my leg and my knee are not strong, like, I'm telling you, like, they're not. It's like I'm still coming off of it. Like, that's crazy. But that is it for this story time about my knee injury, like I said. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you guys some good freaking advice, okay? You better freaking take it, or if not, you're gonna be just like me, weak and still having pain. I'm gonna be 50 years old and I'm still gonna be hurting from my dang knee. That's so sad. I'm gonna have knee problems. I will see you guys in my next video. That's sad. I really would be having knee problems.